It's for me. Probably what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up.
No.
Games! He beats me on camera. Okay. 0-1. My goodness. Welcome to the Play No Games podcast / show. Ooh, okay. You different right now. And
Chemistry right there.
I appreciate that. And before we get going, and I explain this, illustrious guest. I'm gonna put an X until right now. Right, we'll just put an X right there until we get to this little promo. But man, Cas,
What's up?
we the hardest working podcast in Portland, Oregon, man.
Why not?
No, it's not. Why not? We are like, come on.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else.
I can't either. We started, a year ago. We still here. We still making waves. So I'm just gonna crank out some numbers. We got 40 on YouTube. We got like 60 something on Spotify. We got, we good on Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? Apple Podcast. So all I'm just saying is, if y'all love and support us, please share us. We're the best kept gym that no one's talking about in Portland. Yeah. So if you want to know what we're talking about, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and then we are on that Instagram, but it's a little different. It's lookhere.fri. Don't get confused, because we do dating stuff. Yeah. We do, we got Cassie and Saucy Smells on there. We have he's talking about colognes. If
you want to get fragrance the game up, just let me know.
Exactly. So we have a multitude of things. Follow us there. And I just have some breaking news for all of us. OnlyFans is over.
What? Damn right.
OnlyFans is over. Yeah.
Talk to me. What?
And I know some of y'all support OnlyFans girls, but y'all can still donate and support the show.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? We still going. So if you want to donate to the podcast to help us grow so we can, really press all these bells and whistles, $Hero Bob, that will be in the description. $Hero Bob, if you want to, donate. OnlyFans girls are going away, so the only fan you should have is us. Exactly. But Cas, we got to throw our X's in the air. We got a very special guest. I call another person on the podcast lurking legend, and there's, when I say legends, it's an S. And this is a lurking legend in our city. We got, most people know him by the Only X or Xavier. I just know him by X. Yeah. And we got Xavier Mitchell on the Play No Games podcast show today.
What up, guys?
Welcome to the show, my guy.
Thanks for having me, guys.
How you doing?
Calm down on that legend talk.
Oh!
I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. Humble hearts over here. But thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
I ain't done with your intro.
It's love.
Hey,
let me tell you now. People know you around the block, especially from the west side, from where I'm at, Beaverton, Hillsborough area. People know you around there.
That's cool. That's kind of dope to know.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
I ain't done with his intro. Watch this.
Okay.
Watch this. This is why I had to get this guy on the show. Not for all the stuff that he does. That stuff is great. But like Xavier for the human being y'all need to hear this guy.
Yeah.
So me and him was going to do a project, and people who know I'm still the real life Hitch doing all that stuff, all that other stuff. Don't you hate? Anywho. And there was a point in my time where I was like, I don't know, because we were working with someone else, and me and him had a chance to sit down. And like I sat down, I gave him my elevator pitch, and Xavier's like, oh, that's dope. But the next thing that came out of this man's mouth was like, bro, don't give me that fugazi shit. You're stressed out right now. And he really broke down, because usually people just go through the mundane stuff, but he was like, I can see you got some little doubt about what you're doing. And I just want to let you know you can do this. And then he started piecing together how we can make this work. And he's like, I've looked at a little bit of your work. You got this. And I said, God damn, I'm a therapist and he's psychoanalyzing my ass. Damn. And that's who we got on this show.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Xavier Mitchell.
What up? What
Yeah.
up? What up? Yeah.
So, if you want to let the people know a little bit about yourself, a little
Sure.
overview.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a camera operator, videographer,
Mhm.
DP, a little bit of everything. I kind of just, try to get in where I fit in. And actually, the way that I met Robert was, it was on a project that I was supposed to be on, perhaps, and I didn't even know Robert at the time.
Mhm.
So there's other middlemen and entities that I'm not going to name, of course.
Yes.
So they get us involved, and they're like, "Here's our client who needs this,
Mm-hmm.
and you're the videographer guy, right?
Mhm.
The video guy who can produce it for them." But they're being the middleman, and they're not telling us a lot of the behind the scenes
Yes.
strings that are being pulled. So
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about too.
exactly, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of miscommunication going on.
Yeah.
Exactly, from day one. So I kind of just saw the BS, from the jump,
Mhm.
and I could feel like Robert was a cool dude, and I felt like I could see us both getting taken advantage from 2 miles away. So as the person that I am, I'm gonna always stand up for me and the people that I think are, good people in life. And I just thought it was just the right thing to do. And I was like, yo, you can do this shit on your own. You don't need nobody. Let me know. Like, I won't even charge you. Like, bro, I'll help you. Like, if whatever it is, advice, like, I ain't gonna charge for advice. Like, that's petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it's like to be like, how the fuck do I get to that next level? You know what I'm saying? How? So when you have that person to tell you, it's just like, it's a blessing feeling in your heart. So always paying it forward, and especially to, like, people you just want to see do good in life. So
There you go.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, names will not be named, but if people want to bring the smoke, I got receipts. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But because I want to focus on those nutrients, and like me and him, we got things scripted, but like I love how things go. Where like I just want to just bring up that instance because, you helped me to have like that lingo to talk with other, videographers, people do camera work, all that good stuff. And like you instilled like how to have that language. And I just want to talk to you because I think when people go to like people like Xavier or the juniors for jobs, right?
Yeah.
People just have this expectation of like, just do this, do it.
Facts.
And X put me on game of how you have those conversations. And like now that I'm editing and things like that, I know, and I shouldn't say I know, I have a Costco sample of what this guy goes through. And I kind of want to ask you, when it comes to like when you do your craft, how often do people hit you up for advice and like what the toll takes on you?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I think like it comes to like an extent, right?
Yeah.
Like you can only take so much. Like I don't mind giving out, but it's just like, it feels weird, right? To the people that earned it, it's like, I don't mind at all. Like like I said, if you hit me up, bro, that's whatever. Like, but if it's someone that just kind of hasn't put in that work, put in those conversations, and you guys been there, you guys felt that, like, where someone just kind of like, you feel like they're only here for you because they seen you do something dope or connect with someone cool,
They wanna
or
ride
work
the
with
wave.
these people. Yeah, so name dropping people and celebs. So it's just like one of those big things. So it definitely takes a toll on me, but it's like trying to find that middle ground, right? Because I don't want to be, like I said, I want to be that person who like gives back still too. But there is that middle ground where I got to be like, yo, I can't. This is my time at the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
y'all know how it is. Time is money. So
There you go.
No, and I appreciate that because people just I can at least just say this. 'Cause I wanted to bring this and pay this forward. We're like, I think as compatriots, and when you buy things, like you just have this idea where like, oh, I have this video project, and you're just kind of like, you just throw it at these people and you're like, oh, do this, or like, oh, I have a passion, and then you hit people up that you kind of sort of know, and like I just want the people to kind of get like a little back end on that.
Right.
But more anything, I just want to ease us into just this, where it's kind of like, hey, we don't want to do the gimmicky interview type of things, but at least just for people who do not know, like, what got you into doing what you do?
Yeah.
I knew that question was coming, boys. I was like, okay, all right, what's the questions they're gonna ask? But yeah, basically what got me into it, bro, it's just kind of weird, honestly. Like, I know it sounds really crazy, but like ever since I was a kid, like I always used to play with like cameras. Like my mom used to have like video cameras, those old ones, you know, the flip out screens, those handhelds, and just like Polaroids and shit. Like I would bug her like, Mom, I need some more film. Like I was like 7 years old, and I was like, what the hell? Like I was doing that, but like I kind of like lost track of that. I used to make YouTube videos as a kid. I actually was really this sounds crazy. Like I said,
go ahead.
Here I go. I was inspired by Soulja Boy to make videos, bro. Like because like think about it. YouTube was tight, really tight back then, and I was like, yo, like he's dancing, he's like kind of acting, he's doing a little bit of everything, and I was like, okay. Then it kind of led me into like other YouTubers and shit. So it's not like like Soulja. It was like I was just like listen. It was a mixture of things, you know what I'm saying? But like I think it was not just like Soulja Boy. It was just more so the culture of like, watching young kids just being like, whoa, they're creating shit out of nothing. Like, whoa, okay. So I used to create those videos, and then like me and my brothers used to like cuss and then do some bad. And so my dad found my YouTube and he made me delete the videos, bro. And I was like crying, and I was like, shit. So I like kind of gave up low key. I was like, I don't want to do videos anymore. And he wanted me to do sports, so like all through middle school, high school, I did sports, and then after all that shit, obviously I get out of high school and everything. I ain't no pro athlete, of course, so you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go like, what do I do? You know, so
yeah,
I think it just kind of like naturally led me back to it because I went to college, dropped out, and I just felt like I was just like I didn't belong, and yeah, so like I came back and I didn't know what to do. Saw my friend, he was like doing his little rapping thing, like YouTubing thing. So it was like crazy. My friend, I was like, oh, and my stepdad had a camera, so I was like, oh, cool, I can be your videographer. Like, so I was just like, cool. Like he had a little show to go to out in Salt Lake City, so it was like my first. I was like, hey, I'm a videographer. Like I'm gonna go do this shit. And he's like. It's not like a big crazy. It's like some random crazy. Like, how did you even get this show in Salt Lake? First of all, what the fuck is that? Like, anyway, I go out there with him, and then it's just like the rest is kind of history. I just kept making videos, and I was just like, I wanted a GoPro just to jump off of cliffs with my friends and just record this shit. And I was like, I think it would be cool to show other people like that type of shit. So
what the
like
fuck
I said,
you jumping off cliffs? What the fuck?
I mean, like just like doing cool shit, like going on helicopters, just like like just I don't know. I guess like because I've never been to those places, like, and I never thought I'd be in those places. Like so, it's just like cool to be like, oh shit, like let's just document this and like tell a story. So. Like I said, the rest is kind of history. The camera just kind of followed me around my whole life. So
there you go. Took you places.
Exactly.
There you go.
Fun places.
Damn.
Soulja Boy dancing days.
There you go. So actually, you mentioned Soulja Boy being inspiration for you when you were younger.
Right.
Now as you've like progressed and you're very much like serious in your craft and your work,
Facts.
what do you look at towards like inspiration? Is there a person? Is there like locations? Is there kind of like a visual aspect that like you really kind of take from or inspire you?
I think it like changes like with the season. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I try not to put everything in a box. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it just comes with the season. And can you repeat the question? I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with
He's
this.
thinking about the next project. He's like, what?
Yeah.
I gotta put that there.
I gotta respond to that email. They keep blowing me up. I was just kidding.
So, like, in terms of your inspiration at the moment, kind of, I've noticed, like, if you go to your Instagram page, there's definitely, there's a tone to it. Kind of where are you getting your inspiration from right now? If that's a person, if that's a place, if that's a thing, if that's, like, other art or the forms of art.
Right. So, yeah, man, like I said, I think inspiration just, for me at least, changes within the seasons. Like, it's never like I'm always just inspired by this category, or I'm just inspired by beauty, or I'm just inspired by fashion, or I'm just inspired by wildlife, or I'm there's just like seasons. Like it's weird, and I think that's the dope part about how I work is like I kind of don't have any like what am I trying to say? I guess I don't
an aesthetic.
I think I do definitely have an aesthetic. But like I said, I don't think it's like oh, like I'm inspired. I'm just like inspired by a lot of shit like that I've seen throughout my life, and it's just like mainly like, yeah, it is like the fashion side of things. Like I've looked at I think it's dope when people wear cool ass clothes. Like, you know, like that's just dead ass like a cool ass answer to me. Like I think it's dope to work with clothing brands and like people that know how to dress up and like tell a story with their fit, you know. It's like, oh my God, I never thought of wearing that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Or I never thought of those colors together, you know. So like I said, I just get inspired by like a lot of things. Like I can get inspired by just going to a vacation somewhere I've never been and be like, wow, like I went to Italy before and I literally I got hired for a job, so that was cool. And that was like my first international job to go out there and shoot. And it was like this documentary for like Baron Davis and his like organization that they were like collabing with.
I remember that.
So you were hanging out with Baron Davis and all that, right?
Bro, it was the craziest. I was like, I was eating dinner like with Baron Davis, like a freaking, like a 7-course Italian meal at one of the finest.
Why Italy?
I don't know, because I don't know. Like,
just Baron chose that.
I think they like black people there. Honestly, like,
really?
Yeah, they were really. I mean, in certain spots, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
you
travel.
Yeah, in certain spots. I wouldn't say like everywhere, you know, like, but in the
soccer players get a lot of like stuff.
Oh, they get a lot of what? Cookies?
A lot of bananas thrown at them.
Oh,
soccer games. And
I was talking about women,
like
but
bad things. That's what I'm saying. Like, but in the spot that we were at, they were like loving. Like,
I could see that too. Yeah,
they were like asking for pictures, you know, like just like following us around while because they're just like looking at
I think they just think
film crew like and Baron Davis, and they're like all like, oh shit, like what's going on? So it's like obviously
must be famous.
Curiosity, obviously too. So, but yeah, like I said, just being there, I was inspired, and just by the whole setting of it, just because my feet never traveled there before, my eyes never seen those type of buildings. My mouth's never touched those type of foods, you know, like, my nose never smelt those, like, what the hell is this? Like, it was just so, like, a culture shock, bro, and it was just like, this is it. This is everything I've asked for and more, God, like, this is it. There you go. So I had to sit and bask and just, you know, like, thank myself for working hard to get to that point and just, like, being able to inspire myself, like I said, with that camera, like that little camera just takes me places. So I'm gonna just keep chugging with it, you know.
Nah, awesome. I will want to say this, like, one thing, because you inspire me with a couple of things, but like I just want to know, like, I'll just say this: when it comes to if I would ever get a tattoo. No, seriously, if I would ever get a tattoo,
out of nowhere. Okay.
I know, bro. We have guests, and like, if I ever get a tattoo. And this is my thing. It would be a hand tattoo, and it would be
your first tattoo would be a hand tattoo.
Yes, and it would be based off of. I'm about to nerd out, but you know, G Gundam, Domo Kashu, the King of Hearts crest. This hand of mine burns with an awesome power. And like when we met for the very first time, he didn't know this, and this is why I'm telling this story because it's talking about representation, right? Okay. Because I think how people do tattoos, if they're tasteful, you know, because there's a story, inspiration behind it. I've always thought his hand tattoo was dope and tasteful. Yeah. So I want to bring this question forth because you're talking about all that, right? Maybe it could be simple. Is it X just a meaning from your name? And when I look at your tattoo, it's an X and a world. And you're talking about going to a lot of places. Yeah. And I would just want to know, what does that all mean? Because I know that tattoo means so much to you. Exactly. It's on your hand.
I'm glad you asked that. Because you know, a lot of people ask me that. They're like, "Dude, you got a little world that's crossed out. What are you mad for? Like, fuck the world?" Like, I'm like, nah, not that. And it's fine. Like, they don't have to understand. But it's like people like you who know me. That's like, oh, they get it. Like, and you kind of already know. Like, you already kind of said it. Like. So basically, when I got that, I was really freaking drunk when I got it, by the way. But
I was trying to, you know.
I mean, I was trying to go a little, you know, deep with it. But at the same time, like, I did have some forethought before it. But what made me get it was I was just like, fuck. I was going through like a really bad breakup and shit. And I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna. Like, I don't know why I did it. It was just like, I'm going for my hands now. Like, I'm just gonna get tatted. I'm gonna get my neck. Yeah, so anyway, but back to the X and the world. I kind of got it just because obviously my name's Xavier. and like it's just like me trying to make my mark on the world, like leave my impression on this world. Like, so like it's funny when people ask me like, oh, you're mad, and it's like, oh no, like I'm not looking at it like that, but it's funny because perspective, you know, which is cool. So but I'm glad to always explain, like, no, I'm just here to say what's up and let everyone know who X is.
I knew it. There had to be something behind it because, you know, my tattoo, if I got the King of Hearts, because, you know, I'm a, you know, certified lover boy, you know, yeah, I'm the King of Hearts, you know what I'm saying? Just put it on there. But that would be like a little bit more reason and a symbolism because, you know, my hand would be burning. But anyway, I kind of want to just switch up the gears anyway, because one of the things when it comes to, you know, people of your caliber, if we look, once again, just going back to your social media, when it comes to other people who are in your field, right? They're so like, look at my aesthetics, look what I can do. And this kind of correlates and goes in line with like, I want to help people. We're like, I see in your Save Stories, you have your LLC. And for our young business listeners, because like you go through the story and it's like, this is how you get an LLC. Could you walk us through the process of like why having an LLC for your type of business and what you're doing and being an independent contractor actually means, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. It's definitely important for, you know, young creators too, because I feel like we're so focused on creating that we skip out on the business side, you know. So when the business side comes to us, that's why it feels hard. That's why it feels hard to negotiate. That's why it's hard to know your rates. That's why it's hard to know your value, because you don't know the business side of what you're doing. So it's like, oh, I know people who know the business side more than the creative side, and they're freaking killing it. They're raking in thousands and thousands of dollars because they know how to move that mouth and they know how to hustle. So it's not always about the creativity, you know what I'm saying? So can we take a pause real quick? Can you remind me where we're going? I start going, bro.
No. I will edit some back in. This is
I start going and I just like I get excited.
Bro, this is
awesome.
Bro, this is why I love this guy. This is why I love this guy. So no, I just want to know like the process of like getting like an LLC.
Okay,
yeah. And then I'll just splice it all together.
Right. And so back to like, you know, the LLC part. It's definitely important to know like the business side and get all that, you know, legal stuff taken care of and like knowing your taxes. And, you know, I used to be afraid of taxes. Like, oh my God, like I don't want to make $1,000 and give the government 20-30%. But in all actuality, when you learn how taxes work and income and expenses and everything,
write-offs.
and write-offs, exactly. Like then you're like, okay, this is not so bad. Yeah. Can do this, and then you get a cool little account. She can do your little taxes. Yeah, exactly. Pay her $200, $300, cool, whatever. You want to save the money, pay $150. Do it yourself, you know, whatever. But the point is like it's very important to know the business side and just like getting all that legal stuff in tender with your, you know, like because like anything that comes up, you always want to be able to paper trail it. You want to know like I said, if you know the business side of your company, then it's going to feel like easier to operate and manage, like no matter like what the task is, because you just kind of have to wear all hats. Yeah. And just take those on. Yep.
And on that side, do you control 100% of that? Do you have like an assistant, or you just pay that like accountant every year to kind of help you out?
Yeah. So I'm 100% business owner of my LLC, the Only X LLC. The Only X, yep. So, I mean, it's nothing crazy or anything like, but I mean, I just been pretty much just freelancing, and it just like got to the point where it's like, yo, like I need to be able to write off, like you said, I need to be able to write off these expenses. I can't just be buying a camera and then not having it accounted for, you know. That's a business expense. I need to be able to write that off. Like they need to show that, like, you know, like if I don't, then it's like I can't write that off. It's money I'm missing out on later, you know. So that's how you really run a business. And I just learned to like just keep buying new stuff. Like it's crazy. You just keep buying better stuff each time, and it's just like, oh, cool. I just keep. It's a cycle of writing off. So. I feel like I might not have answered your question.
That's totally fine. No, you did answer. Yeah.
I feel like I got.
No, my question was if it's just 100% you.
Oh yeah.
It is 100% you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You are.
I love this guy.
Just like it's the Only X. It's only you.
It is. It's 100% me. only tax time comes, you know,
You get a little accountant
I
firm.
give a little loot to the accountant.
There you go.
She can help me out. But I mean, other than that, like I'll have like people help me on set, pay them out, you know, like.
Yeah.
But other than that, for the most part, when I get paid, it's like, yeah, that's me.
And you don't have like a manager, someone that gets you appointments. You all just prospect yourself, trying to find stuff like work. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just
There you go.
somehow got lucky, and just I feel like my network is keeping me strong right now.
There you go.
And like obviously, I have some social media presence on Instagram, but yeah.
And actually, I want to transition because talking about prospecting, finding work. Any cool little projects you want to talk about, or did you have?
Oh yeah, I got. Oh yeah. Oh, that's my bad. I missed the cue. Really quick.
Before that,
really quick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really quick. If y'all don't see why this guy is not one of like the most hilarious, fun humans I run into, like pure, like if the genuineness from this guy. This is why I love him. This is why I love him. And I just want to finish up the LLC conversation just a little bit, where it's kind of like for people reviewing, and if you're taking whatever you're doing, podcasting, videography, being sexy, right?
Yeah.
An LLC is $100. Getting that
to get your
to
official license.
to get your official license, especially in Portland, and like. What's $100 to what you're going to, spend on the back end? You get it in 2 to 3 weeks. The podcast is.
I was just saying, it's one of the biggest benefits of being an American. I'll just be saying that. There's a lot of countries where to actually own your own business, you have to jump through so many loopholes. It's one of the huge benefits of being an American. So having to just start your business literally in like 30 minutes.
Like everyone at this point should just at least push to have some type of LLC. I don't care how much money you make with it. Like I made only a couple $1,000s off doing video stuff a year, and I'd be like, this is dope, like so.
There you go,
bro. He just does it because he loves it.
I'm
And
the money to be here.
The money will follow this guy. And I just want to at least for people tying that loop, but for my wonderful co-host, you were saying something a moment ago.
Yeah. So because you're talking about prospecting, finding work yourself, your network. Kind of wanted to speak. I know you work on some really cool stuff, like you mentioned the Baron Davis stuff. Any other cool little stuff people might want to know about your work on? Photography, videography.
I think it's cool that like there's one day that I could work with just like some random person that only has like a couple hundred followers, and they hit me up and they're like, "Yo, Xavier," and they tell me their story, and I work with them.
Yeah.
But then there's other times where I'm just like, "Oh shit," I get hit up, and it's like. Kind of puts me in that corner where it's like sink or swim. So, I got to swim. And anyway, there's a couple projects that I've been on lately. Actually, yesterday I shot with Complex News and Dame Lillard.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the show.
Right, out here in Portland. So that was really dope.
And
that was a fun experience. And then like 2 weeks ago, I shot with Jordan for the Travis Scott Fragment Kids Collection.
Oh, okay.
So we did a little like promo video for that at the Nike campus, and it was really dope. And then like back in March, actually, my boy hits me up and it's like, "Yo, are you busy Sunday through Wednesday?" And I'm like, "No, what's good?" Because I know when he hits me up, it means business.
Yeah.
Like he does this film shit, Like when I see that call, I'm like, I need it. There's a job. Like, where do you need me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so anyway, he calls me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I need a hand. And I'm just like, "What's good?" He's like, "Well, I got this little like Nike job." I was like, "Cool, like Nike, bet, dope." And he's like, "Yeah. What are you doing Saturday night though too?" I was like, "I'm busy." He's like, "Oh, I kind of need you to go snowboarding with Travis Scott." Whoa. And I was like, "Excuse me?"
Whoa.
I was like, "Excuse me, Travis Scott, and go snowboarding? Like, I'll break my legs out there trying to film something." You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, like I was busy that night, so like I couldn't, but I was available for the next, couple days. And that's when I found out the Nike job was for Travis Scott while he was in town, and he was doing his little like, like they collab all the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, so he was meeting with all the senior directors and executives and designers, and they're just stitching up these designs, and it was just this cool ass place. So they had us just capture all that.
Yeah.
And it was just like it felt fake too. Like I was like, I felt like a fish out of water. I was like, there's just so many people here that are high up in that world, you know. But it was just like I said, it's like one of those moments you got to sit back and take in and be like, no, like this is it. This is it. Damn. You got here, you know. So it felt good, and it was just like, wow. And it was a really dope project. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't go snowboarding with Travis?
No, I didn't. They flew he and my boy ended up flying out a different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of our other friends out from LA, because he knows he actually has snowboarding experience.
Who,
too.
Travis or
No, the other filmmaker that my friend hired. So
there you go.
he has all the setup to go out film in the snow too. So it was like just a perfect setup for him, you know.
That's crazy.
And he killed it, murdered it, and they like had the edit out like the next day. I was like, what the hell? Like this team is working fast, bro. Like, yeah. And then like when I worked on that, the Jordan, Travis Scott fragment collection, I freaking shot it on a Wednesday too. I downloaded the files with the editor the next day, and it was done that same day. Mm-hmm. They sent me the final video. I was like, oh my gosh, they work fast over here. Damn. Like, whoa, that's what like a real team behind you does, you know. Just keep it moving.
There you go.
Like, it was dope. Yeah.
You know what I'm not gonna let these viewers do, because they're gonna hear this. You know, the only thing they heard, Jordan, Travis Scott, exclusive shit, pictures, Nike. No.
Go ahead.
No, go.
Was it the thing I took the most out of that? Was that how you mentioned before? That you're willing to work with people who have like a couple hundred followers the day before. Be like, hey, what's your story? I like it. Let me help you out.
Exactly. And then I'm, you know, this like is why. Of course. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I want some bags on money. But if, y'all might have to rewind the tape, because we're not trying to like coax this guy to do stuff or say stuff. But like, you see him, he bigged up the other person for the work that he did. He's like, oh yeah, that person did dope stuff and things like that. That just rolls off the tongue for this guy. And that's why I call him a genius at his craft. Not because I'm his boy, because like he puts, like, when you truly do what you love, like it reflects in your work. Yeah. And I just, you know, so we can humble some of our viewers, because, you know, that's the thing. They crazy. How do you stay humble when opportunities like that, of that magnitude, where other people will just, you know, fall into like, oh, this is my big break, and they forget that you gotta do a job, and they're more focused on the name rather than, you know what, I'm actually passionate about doing this. It's just nice that a person I listen to, a person, you know, I play basketball 2K with or whatever I'm doing that with, but like, I'm about to capture this. This is my bag. Like, how do you stay humble through all that?
I mean, it's actually easy for me to stay humble through that, because the reason why is because I'm so damn nervous. Like I put on a good front, bro. Like I can make it seem like I'm confident, I'm cool, I got everything under control, but like that's what I'm supposed to do as a director or as a DP, you know, like as the guy telling people what to do, like, you know, like I gotta be confident, and like, you know, I can't let this ship sink. So yeah, like I think me being nervous in those moments, and like I'm definitely more nervous if I've never worked with that person before. You know what I'm saying? So like when I worked with Baron Davis the first day, I was hella scared, kind of. You know, I was like, oh, I gotta make sure all my settings are right, and this and that, and where do I gotta be at for the best shot? You know, like. And it was just like the next day when I shot with him, it was a little bit less, like, even though it was still Baron Davis, but it kind of gave me those like, okay, this is a little bit, okay, I know, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think just like, I don't know, staying humble is just like, I think easy for me, because I know like what it's like to be in a cocky position or overthink, or like, I think underthink something, I guess, and under-prepare for a job and just like under-deliver, and that's a terrible situation, because I've been in that in the younger stages of my career growing up, and it's just like a terrible feeling. So I was like, I need to learn from that and never like move business like that because I want people to take me serious, you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that's the humbleness and where it comes.
Okay.
I've been there before where it's like I'm the shit, nothing can stop me. I think I'm the best. My shit's better than his. Like my shit's tight. Like, and it felt like a competition. But like I said, you'll get humbled quick thinking like that. So yeah, you will. There's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger camera. There's always a bigger YouTube page. So like, you know, that's just what I keep in mind. But it's always like, I just came here to do me. You know, that's just my new mantra, I guess. I know it sounds like super simple, but it's just like I'm just so focused on me, you know.
It like, don't get me wrong, where it's kind of like sometimes you can like see through like people's like bullshit, but like I can at least just say, and I'm so glad that we're capturing this moment where it's kind of like it may be a simple mantra, but like for like once again, people, this guy, like he's genuinely like pumped at any situation, whether you have one follower, he wants to make this moment in memory for you. And that's how it felt when I was talking about, you know, the Hitch project, things like that. Like, I'm pretty sure the attention I got was practically the same attention he was giving all the other like big names, because he just wants to make a good product.
Tell him when I saw you at the bar the other day. I was like, "What's up, Robert?" Long time no, and we chopped it up for like a good time. Chopped it up again. Mike chopped it up again in another section.
I'm gonna bring up that night. I
want one of those shirts you guys made. I was like, I want to buy one of those now, bro. Like that is tight. Like,
and this is why I wasn't gonna bring up that night because you gave me like a free gym, but like one of the things he told me that night too as well about getting a shirt was like, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. And he's like, oh no, I've been I've checked out the show a little bit. And like, I actually was talking about it.
Yeah. Because you hit me up too. Because you're like, did you make those? And I was like, I
was like, wait. It kind of like, because I was like, wait. I know Anthony Taylor who shot the photos. Yeah. He's fucking dope, you know? Like, that's actually who hired me for the Jordan Travis Scott kids shoot. Like, so it's cool. I mean, I know those are a lot of, I'm like, Anthony Taylor, Jordan Travis Scott, Jordan. Like, it's just going. Yeah. Anyways,
Nah, it's dope because
that collab was awesome, guys.
We'll get you a shirt.
I ordered one already.
Oh, you ordered one?
Hell yeah.
Well, I'll say this on camera. I'll just say this right now. I have the email receipts.
Hey, no worry. I'm not tripping, bro.
Let me just say this. Well, you know I'm never gonna hold and keep your money. You gonna get either. Let's just say this: the company who originally got us our first batch, me and Oddwear, Above Our Differences. Make sure y'all follow. I'll drop a tag for them. There's some COVID things going on. They ran out of stuff, but they sent us the tracking thing, but it got sent back. A lot of bullshit going on. Let's just say that. They're coming. It's just delayed now. But anywho, you'll get that. It will be specially handmade.
Cream one.
It is on the way. On the way.
Yeah, I said I want that cream one. That shit's fire. And then I was like a little tipsy. No, not a little tipsy. I was kind of drunk that night. So when he hit me about the shirts and shit, I was like, "Hey, yo, did I tell you I wanted a large cream?" He's like, "Yeah, you told me." He's like, "I got you, bro."
Let me just say, this guy right here. And now that I know, well, I kind of because this using a little buzz. So let's just say this. I was telling him what you were telling us were about, like, doing things from love and the progress, where it's kind of like, what a lot of people don't see is like, we may get just 13 views or we may just get 15 views. And like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm keeping up. He's like, y'all do it. He's like, I've seen the progress. Y'all doing well. And it's kind of like, he just made me remember that people are paying attention, even though the line is women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. When you're on your uprise and upcline, like, you reminded me that if you keep doing what you love and the passion on stuff, people are paying attention, whether you're getting the numbers to reflect that. But if you keep working towards your blessing, that's why we have something out every week. Every week we talking about something else because we outworking everyone else. The numbers and all that stuff, it's gonna make sense. So I just want to let you know that I passed that with my team, and I appreciate that because As you see, we're bossing up.
Of course, you got to. I see the levels, fellas. Like, it's dope to see it. I'm proud, like, you know, just as a bystander, as a friend, as a, you know, colleague.
Man,
And all of that. Like, it's dope, you know. Like, I just like to see other hard workers because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope to see other hustlers out here, or just to to see people's potential and be like, yo, remember who the hell you are, because people tell me to snap out of it when I'm doubting myself. So it's like, we gotta all do that for each other when we're all like, you know, we're all trying to get to the same destination. We all want to have some money, a nice house, our bills paid, you know, food in the plenty of food to eat, kids are healthy, you know, all that. It's just simple. Like, everyone doesn't not. That sounds good, you know, like. So it's like, when you remind yourself of that, that's when it's easier and to be humble and to like lend out a hand. Okay, when someone hits me up and they're like, "Oh, what camera should I get X?" and I'm just like, "Here, look at these cameras." You know, like, did I have to take the time? But it's just like I said, paying it forward. The little things go a long way with people. You know, so I remember things when people do like. I don't care if you gave me someone's number and that just shot me to the next thing that I needed to figure out in life, and it just connected the dots to it all. Just one little thing like that gesture, you just never know what you could do for someone. So get into the mirror right now. Look at yourself. Now look back. Look again. Why are you not at Suavecito's Bar and Grill? It's on. It's the weekend. You know, I know Kate Brown. Mask mandate. I know you see me on my mask. I'm not gonna say my health thing because it's my personal record, but just know I will be at Suavecito's Bar and Grill where you need to wear a mask. Down there, Portland's greatest Latin and hip hop music. They have great food, great time. And if you mention the Play No Games podcast, if you mention Rob Deal, who knows? I'm not trying to say you're gonna get some free shit. Who knows? You might get treated differently. You know? Not like MLK, you know. You're going to get treated for the content of your character and who you know. And you know me. So, talk to Suavecito Bar and Grill in downtown Portland. Great food, great music, great people, a great time. And hey,
Hey, you guys enjoying the show? That's great. I'm happy that you're enjoying the show. You know what would make you enjoy the show more? If you hit subscribe down below, hit the bell icon so you're always alert when we have a new post. Hit like, share it. Why not? Show your mother. She'll like it. But follow us on YouTube, Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. That's what you can find me and even Robert.
Where can they donate?
Or they can donate if you guys want to donate. It really helps out us to make it goes 100% back into the show. We don't pocket any of that money. At least I hope so, because I don't see any of that money. Through Cash App at $Hero Rob Bob $Hero Bob. $Hero Bob, donate, and thank you.
All right, there. Do you want to plug your stuff, X?
You can zoom in on that.
Yeah. Oh,
really?
We crazy. Huh?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you how.
That's tight. What?
Oh, yeah. Plug your things. Where can they find you, my guy?
Okay, so I mean, I'm not really like crazy on the socials like that, but I do have an Instagram, and it's at @the_only_X. Go ahead and follow me. Whoops. Yeah.
One more close up on me. One more quick close up. Yeah. Hey. Follow him. He's a G. Okay. What you doing right now? X marks the goddamn spot. He's on the show.
Oh, yeah, let's show them that hand.
Oh, zoom in on that. Look at that. That's gang material. You want his hands on your project.
All over your project.
Anywho, hey, I respect how humble you are. I just have to big you up. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
I appreciate you guys.
So, this is where things get wild. So, as you already know, we added this, part of the show, talking about more and more, like, how can people be better versions of themselves, networking, career-related stuff, but, like, its truest essence, you know, we be talking about relationships, we be talking about the dating culture, and my main man, Cas, got a question for you.
Yeah, and it's something we've been asking people that come through here lately, and we've had different responses. So there's no right answer.
Dope.
And it's how do you define love?
Shit. Well, man, I think love. Damn, we're gonna get all deep right here, but
we got the candles,
right? I mean, I think love is like, I don't know. I guess everyone can have their own love language, as they call it. But I think what love for me means is just like, love is like loyalty. I think if you love someone and are loyal, it's like a combination of loyalty and then just, you know, caring and then just always putting that person first. And I have a girlfriend right now, so, you know, I love her. And I know what it's like to like lose love before too. So like I've been hurt, and I've hurt, you know, my ex in the past. So like when I was younger, I went through a crazy breakup and a 5-year relationship. We broke up. Yeah. And it was just like the hardest thing to get over, you know. But, you know, I think, like I said, love is just like, to me, is just more so like loyalty, if that makes sense. Like if you're really down for me, that really means like love. Or if I'm really down for you, like I'm loyal to you, that means I'm in love with you. So
there you go. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, you hear that, you street demons? Leave my man alone. He out here wholesome, holistic love. You gotta leave him alone.
How long have you been with your current girl?
My current girl, we've been together for 4 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
So.
We
Whoa! You know that song, Cas?
Of course.
Oh, well, 1 second. I'm super sorry. Can you continue?
No, I can't.
You know, it's, you know, meet me. I'll start. Meet me at the altar and.
Don't know.
Your white dress.
Hey, we ain't getting up. This is definitely probably gonna be a clip. Anywho, that was funny. 4 years, but all right.
Yeah,
very nice.
We live together. We got 2 cats. So,
2 cats?
You a cat dad?
I'm a cat
Respect.
dad. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
So, you know,
shout outs to her too, by the way. She holds me down.
Shout out.
oh no, we gonna give you some brownie points. Don't worry. We gonna tell you some limes. Don't you worry. Actually, since we actually brought it up, I was gonna ask him that, but I'm gonna wait because, you know, we're talking about like wholesomeness now. Modern day men, okay? We're gonna just say something to you, okay? When we talk about modern day men, there's also, you know, low frequency type of men. There's average men, and then there's, you know, Kevin Samuels is up, you know, high value mans, right? High value man. When I say average man to you, what do you think an average man should at least be about?
Shit, that's a hard question because I'm above average. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, like an average dude, I guess, or a female, any person in the world, just like kind of like, I don't know, just like comfortable with life. Like it's okay.
Ooh.
It's okay. Like I get it. Not everyone wants to dream big or outside of the box, and I get that. You gotta leave it to us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, average to me just looks like someone who's just okay with just like doing the same shit every day.
Okay.
Just comfortable.
Comfortable, exactly.
Yep.
Content. Like I don't care. Like I don't care if it's, you know, just push yourself, bro. I've been in that position where I was dead ass broke. Like I remember like looking at my account and I was so thirsty because it was hot one summer, bro. And I didn't even have freaking 99 cents in my Chase bank account for an Arizona iced tea at the dollar store. And I didn't have a credit card at the time. I just couldn't go naked. Like I couldn't do it. I just couldn't get it. And I was thirsty as hell. Like, and that was like a real like moment where I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, dude, look, you're kind of getting a little older and you kind of have no money in your pocket right now. This ain't cool. This ain't it. Like, So like I said, like I was kind of being a little average, little punk, just kind of smoking weed, chilling with the homies, not really like pushing myself. So like I get it, been there, done that, but like it's like how do you keep progressing and moving forward? So that's just kind of what average looks like to me.
Yeah. Okay. No, bring this up. No, this is fine.
So
Robert, this is fine.
So
this is fine.
we get here early, of course, because we're professionals. What a joke! But and we run through. He's a master. So we run through questions, like, hey, what are topics we're going to talk about with our guests, so on and so. And Robert brought this question up to me, and I like the question, but I'm like, I don't know if X is the right person to ask this because he's not the next X. He's the only X. He's not an average guy. But we like the question, so that's why we still wanted to ask him.
and this is why even still, I still think he's the guy to have this question, to start with him, because we're gonna ask other dudes and things like that, because when it comes to, getting people's like views on average, because words matter, right?
Right.
Because we talk about words matter and things like that, where I feel like people get mixed up with quality and average, right? And or even high value, right? Because I know, let's just say, not counting pockets or anyone's pockets here, where we look at the word average, right? Not every dude's gonna have 200K. Everyone's going to have 300K. Yeah. Everyone's going to be able to, feed this social media lifestyle that, most people want. And not just women. I'm talking about just people in general. And one of the main essence of why this guy's on here, I still think he's one of the best guys to start it with, because, like, he was literally talking about a quality things you do for people, and I'm pretty sure that translates in his relationships, because I'm pretty sure if he surprised his girl with, like, all right, we go to the Cheesecake Factory and I'm gonna have some teddy bears and whoop de whoop whoop, right? She's going to look at the value of, like, all right, this works for me. Like, I respect the sentiment, and we just get so romanticized when we look at the Drakes, the Futures. We're also like, oh, I can rent out a
baseball stadium.
Exactly, I can rent out a baseball stadium, and then other niggas being like, think I have to, oh, I got to do that. Right. And my thing is, and this is why I'm gonna bring this in. We're like, I think when we were just talking about, when X was talking about average, he's talking about quality. Like, that's what a quality man is about. A quality, to me, average man knows about his finances. You spoke on that. Absolutely. Being about that.
Check my bank account every day. I wake up multiple times a day just in case. Like it's like I'm petty about it. Like I need to know to the dot, to the cent, how much money I have in this account, that account, where money's going out of, where money's coming in. I'm like, following up when I need. Just you got to, because who's gonna do it for you? Like you gotta learn. Just go for it. I gotta get it.
And that go getting to me screams high value, and like, because you're the only X, like, y'all should already know. Listen to the show. He's not motivated. Like, yes, he's got to make his money, but he's motivated about the craft. He's motivated about the community. He's motivated about things
culture,
that all that stuff,
experience that it brings with it.
Yeah.
I think that's somewhere like I made some good money in my life, but I think it's like what comes with it is the experience and like the places like I've been. Like I said, it's like that's so much more worth than just the little bag that I made. In hindsight, I'm like, oh shoot, I was in Italy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy. So
and I just want to kick back to costs, where it's kind of like, like, I guess, even though we were kind of like talking about, what about you, where it's kind of like how do you view like the conversation of like, what you think an average man should, at least be about? Since now that we kind of like clear that up, what about you?
I think it's always about shooting for higher, but understanding that, like, you also have to, like, love yourself and love your life. So I think you always have to have goals, have high goals. So if you don't necessarily, reach those high goals, you're still comfortable where you are. Even if, I don't want to say like accept average, but sometimes it's part of life. Maybe other things become a priority other than just making money, like you mentioned. It's about getting experience. It's about doing what you love. So that's what I'd say, like, an average man really should shoot for, is like not necessarily being average, but sometimes you just do naturally fall into that category.
Yeah, and like I feel like everyone in this day and age gets so romanticized of like, oh, I've got to be doing something big, or I've got to be doing. It's kind of there's nothing wrong. Where it's almost kind of like, and I'll die on this hill. Mm-hmm. I think my brother said this is a funny joke, but I'll take this. He's kind of like talking about like black excellence, and he's like, and he said a joke, and he was like, well, why can't we just praise, just being regularly black, just being average? I'm average and black, and I'm just doing these things. It's always just excellence. So I'm like. Mm-hmm. I had to think about that because when I first initially took it, I was like, oh, well, no, we are in these, positions and places, but like, I just know a lot of solid dudes who work, 9 to 5s and things, or, solid chicks too, as well. It's kind of like, oh no, being content. And that's what I'm really trying to draw out of this is like, contentness. Where can we go with just like being content? Which leads us into the firing range and firing squad where, I just want you, because, I'll say this, I'm single. Cas, he got 3 women. He's, I don't. His mom listening, so, he a gigolo. I would just say, when people hear 4 years, what does it take? What does it take to do that?
It just takes a lot of patience, bro. And, like, yeah, you got to be patient for sure. You got to trust the process, and you got to want to be there, and, like, there's going to be days where it just doesn't feel like, I don't know, you question it sometimes. You're like, because they get to your head or they get on your ass or you're so much bickering, but then, like, it's not like it's a toxic relationship with right now, but like, like I said, I've been in a toxic relationship before, so I know what it's like to be on that side where I wasn't doing the right thing. So now going into my relationship, it's like I know now to be more patient. I know to listen to her, like when she's just talking about her day, even though it's like she's telling me from the beginning to the end, just like sit back and just swallow my pride sometimes because, that's her way of connecting with me, or like, me wanting to go do the things that she wants to too, because she always wants, anytime I do something, or it's like with my friends or my family, it's always like, so I always have to know like, okay, like it's the same shit, like she wants that too. So it's like being able to just be like patient and understand, like if you truly do love that person, like what are you doing to make it work with them? And like I said, that love language, how do you speak to each other? And, how do you guys communicate your love to each other? So I just think like patience with me and my girl is like the biggest one. So like I just have to go to like a homie's house or something and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go smoke. I'll be back for, get our little separation and then come back, play house again. So
there you go.
She's cool, like I said. Shout outs to her.
Hey, yeah. Shout. And I'm just like, for people following, because I don't want people to like miss these nutrients where it's kind of like normalizing breaks, normalizing that time is part. I'm going to just keep saying this because it's a foreign concept, and I may be speaking Japanese to a lot of these people. Thanks. What my guy is talking about what you do when you have a disagreement. It's called repairing. And, maybe I'll put the word across the screen, but like...
Therapist moment right
here. It's like everyone, everyone sees, let's just say this, everyone, if you follow X or, know about a situation... People just see the outside. People just don't see like what it has to take for y'all to do that. Where you're like, I do need this time, and we just have to normalize. And this is one thing I actually will give Aisha Curry, credit about. I remember maybe like 2-3 years ago, she was in like a Vogue magazine, and she talked about how she normalized her and Steph getting away from their kids to bond between them. And not saying you guys have kids or not spoiling anything like that.
Yeah,
they have cats. Yeah, there you go. They do that fur baby. There you go.
Thanks, guys.
I'm just a dick, but it's just kind of like what are you doing to maintain that, and to go the distance, because that's the end goal. When you do these things, you got to figure out, and you have to know your person, and being like, hey, I'm gonna go kick with a friend where like this dispute won't get finished. We'll like you said, we'll play house when I get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm noticing you need that space. And that's a skill. Look at
and just knowing when, like, okay, like, cause you know what it's like. You just get under each other's skin sometimes. If you've ever been like you can get under each other's skin with your dad if you're in the room with him too long. Your sisters, it just happens. That's so it's like I don't know. Like I said, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Actually, here, following that, this is a little more maybe controversial. You have a guy with, large goals, big dreams, all this. Do you think a serious relationship like this anyway hinders your future growth? Or do you think it helps you out because you're more motivated in that sense?
I think it definitely helps me out and motivates me in that sense, and I don't think it hinders me at all. If anything, like, I feel like she enhances me. Cause like, bro, like, just like today and yesterday, I was just dealing with like file naming because the complex wanted me to like do all this like the crazy formatting on the way you name the files that were being sent, and there's like so many files, so I had to rename it to this, like, it was crazy, and it was a long process, and I was just like getting stressed because I thought I was done, and it's just like, no, my process is just getting started on this. And then she's like, take a deep breath, like, we're gonna do this, like, she's just like, here, let me help, let me see the computer, like, punching them shits for me, and I was just like, oh, because I was like so tired. I had not ate all day, like, because I was just like setting up, shooting with Dame, and then getting all the equipment and gear back, making sure everything was uploading and transferring, and then like right at 9 o'clock they hit me with, oh yeah, by the way, it needs to be in this format, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, dude, like, so that's when, and like I said, I didn't really eat. I ate like maybe like a bite of something that day, and like a little bit of water. Like, that's how like crazy my mind was, just like not on. So like I hit this wall, but she just like kind of just picked me up, and I was like, yo, like, it just made me realize like why I love her again. Like, it's those little things, like, she's got my back when she saw me like really stressed out, and I was like, I felt defeated, boys. Like, I was like, just when I thought I was done and I just could just rest and throw my, like, I just was so tired, exhausted. I felt like I was just smacked, like, it was crazy. And then she's just like, no, I got you, like, we're gonna do this, like, we're gonna get this done, like, no, don't worry, we're gonna figure it out. And like, she helped me organize the files perfectly, and just like, because like, bro, I couldn't even talk straight to a point. I was just like, and then the words were looking blurry to me, so I felt like, oh my god, this is.
And how long did that take, just out of curiosity?
It took me like, well, she got the process going, so I was able to at least finish it the next day. So it was really dope. Like I said, like, she didn't have to do that at all. She just like saw that I was just like stressed out, and I was like panicking, like, oh shit, this is like one of the most important shoots I've ever done in my life, like, and I'm just gonna blow it. Like, I felt like I was tripping at the finish line, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just didn't have enough stamina to go. Like, I literally felt like that. And she was like, nope, come on, let's go. Like, so I was like, yeah, that's why I love her. Yeah,
perfect example.
And once again, I love our chemistry. This is exactly what we're doing. Because like, and just keep continuing in this conversation where it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of men and males are inundated with, they'll never find the right person, or like, in this day and age, I shouldn't look for a long-term relationship or get married because, like, what's the point? Things like that. And then you hear stories like this where it's kind of like, oh, they're making it work. Or like, oh, they're like, oh, that's just a rare occurrence of two people. No, like, that's two people putting in the work, because we don't know the context of what she had to do in her day. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure she has her, she has her own businesses that she's working out too.
She had worked her full day job that day, and just like, she goes to school and all that shit on her own, and she's trying to open up her own little, she's got her esthetician's license.
See?
So it's just, like I said, the fact that she's just like willing to take the time out of her day to be like, yo, like, you got this, bro. Like, remember who the fuck you are. Remember what we're gonna finish what we started, like, and it just felt really good, like, and reassuring to know I got like a good woman in my corner. Like,
there you go.
Yo, I'm gonna say it, even though these streets is mean, I'm gonna say like, and we got like a couple more minutes, and we're done. Just reminding people that teamwork, whether it's me and Cas, me working with X. Oh my gosh. Whoa, didn't consent. Anywho, it's just like, when you know, there's gonna be a point in time, and I say this to my really good friends. There's gonna be a point in time where I piss you off. There's gonna be a point in time where I piss you off, and I hope that we have the relationship where we can be like, all right, this is where we missed each other, and the teamwork we create. We're like the shirts that I made, you know, the things that are all also coming down the pipeline, things like that. It comes with teamwork when someone who is in a higher, we'll just say higher frequency, they have more mental capacity where like I'm seeing, you know, I was gonna say, babe, I see X, you know, whoa, it's spinning right now. It's room is spinning. Where like she had the wherewithal to be like, hey, I'm going to pay this forward because I'm pretty sure that you've done something like that for her. And I'll just say this right now. I love the Futures, love the Trey songs, love all these other things and shit like that. But like I'm just true. But like at the end of the day, you know, unless you're a human being who doesn't want a monogamous relationship, like when you have that person that is rooting for you from the sidelines, and like like you said, that's gonna pick you up and go across the finish line. I'm pretty sure, not, respectfully, I don't know if she's gonna watch it or not. I know my guy can do this. He knows he can do this on his own, but when you are doing some shit for other people or building it for someone else or building it for a future, bro, you feel like you can do anything. Like, goddamn, put on the fucking cape. Yeah, and like, and my thing is, I just want to make sure like we just highlight that shit. That my thing is, you know, at least for me now, I'm being my, you know, marriage counseling bag and things like that. Where like I'm breathing positivity on, and you know, y'all, you know, continue going the distance, and you know, keep doing what you're all doing, because these, you know, young boys don't hear that. They just see the surface level stuff, because I'm pretty sure he put in his own work. She has put in his own work, and it's a continuation.
Like I said, I've been young and dumb at some point. I know what it's like to lose and just, you know, screw around and, you know what I'm saying, look the other way at another female. So it's just like I learned it's a lot easier to not live like that, and just like I said, when I care about someone, like now I really truly care about them, and I don't want to lose them, like because I've lost my grandma, I've lost a girlfriend, you know, like I've lost uncles, like, so it's just like I'm tired of losing, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like I'm so the way I am. Because when I come across people, it's like, these could, you know, like, these are my people. Like, I genuinely love the connections I make. And so, like I said, I just don't like losing anymore. So I think that's why I moved the way I am. And like I said, when I saw you at the bar, I was like, what's up, Robert? Like, give me a hug. Like, come here. Like, come here.
You definitely
I was like, here's my girl. And we chopping it up, and like chopped it up upstairs again, chopped it up back downstairs again. So like I said, I just like showing love, bro. Like, it's just all about that, you know.
Well, you know, let me at least just say this. You know, I'm gonna just say this, you know, and you have your own piece as well, my man.
Okay.
Is, you know, I appreciate having you on the show, and I appreciate the knowledge you're dropping just from like a genuine place. And I've probably said this 50 billion times, but like, yo, you are a very genuine person. Where like I know you are a straight shooter, and you're shooting from your hip, and you're really literally talking from your heart. And like weirdly enough, I don't know if you'll take this as a compliment, but like I'm a big ball in the family person, but like here you fucking go. Like when LaMelo, because LaMelo Ball is different and he's had like a GQ thing, and like he's just speaking from his heart because he like loves basketball, and like I kind of got a little bit of that interview, like genuinely, where I'm like, you just being you, and I just like fucking feel that, and I just like that, and like you're just like, yo, I'm just different, and like because he says he's different all the time, and he's a hater. He's a hater, but thank you.
Here's the thing, man. I like the Ball family.
I'll take it.
But you liking them makes me like not like them. Never mind.
Would you like to say some nice things to our guests before we leave? Damn.
Thank you for coming.
I'm sorry.
Honestly,
thank you for your time.
The range you bring between like, hey, I work with Travis Scott, Damian Lillard, to be like, hey, I support these guys. They're just, you know, I like their story and how humble you are. Super refreshing. It's super great to see. And being a guy from Hillsborough, I'm from like Tannisbourne area. We're showing West Side success for the East Side guy over here. Really, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Well,
this is dope.
Well, thank you. You know, future collaborations between us. I said this at the bar, but it's gonna happen. But You know, if you like us, follow us. All the things will be
Definitely
in.
follow X at least.
Yep.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Yeah, we definitely, definitely follow X. But like, Jesus Christ, can we get some enthusiasm for the show?
Follow us. Well, we say that every time. Follow us. Hey.
I just want. Anywho, whoa. Anywho, thank you, and this has been the Play No Game Show.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. But shit, I think they call them groupies now.